Hi, this is a video response to GodLowDown and his video Atheists How to Make Their Heads Explode. Before I start, I just want to throw in a little advice. You portray the atheist with the Darwin's fish on his shirt. You should not generalize as an immediate reaction between evolution and atheism. There are religious people who support evolution. Actually, most religious people do, and only the small fraction of creationists from every religion deny it. But it's not the general position, and there are some atheists who reject evolution. Now, as to the contents of your video, at one point you mentioned the principle of cause and effect. What exactly do you mean by that? I mean, it is not a scientific principle. At best, it's a philosophical stand. It is not something you find in physics or in biology or in chemistry. At best, what I can think resembles that are the Newtonian mechanics. But the first law of Newton says that every action causes a reaction. That is not the same as to say that everything has a cause. You see, in Newtonian mechanics, you have the action, and then you move forward to the consequence or the reaction. The way you're wording it, you are focusing first on the action, but then you're moving backwards toward that which caused it. It's not a scientific principle. I don't know where you came up with that. At best, I can think it's some kind of deterministic philosophy. And if it's philosophy, you can claim it as an absolute truth, and you cannot use it to refute scientific facts. Now, about the Big Bang Theory, what you have to understand is that the Big Bang is not a creation in the literal sense of the word. The Big Bang is not the universe coming into existence from nothing. The Big Bang states that the universe was not quite like it is now. It was the matter and energy it contains was already there. It was just packed in a very dense state, and at some point it began expanding. It was not an explosion in a literal sense. It wasn't sudden boom. It's been an expansion. That's why we defend that theory, because we were able to measure its consequences, like galaxies driving further apart from each other. So over time, suggesting that at one point we were closer, and going backwards in time, it means we were closer. But it's not an out of nothing creation. Sorry. If you have doubts in matters of cosmology, if you are too lazy to open a book of physics, why don't you ask someone like Andromeda's Wake, who can surely and politely make a reply to you in that sense. Now, oh, bloody hell, sorry. So that's where we are right now. You make several other answers. Yes, quantum physics does state that certain subatomic particles can literally come out of nothing. But quantum physics is something very new, and you assert that we cannot measure. Well, actually, we can. That's one of the things that they're working on the particle collider, to measure what exactly are the interaction between those subatomic particles, how exactly they come to be. Like many novel concepts in science, we don't have a full understanding of it yet, but we see their consequences. If you study a little on the interactions between matter, you will see that these interactions between subatomic particles are what causes the strong and the weak attraction forces that conform the atoms. Other universes, well, that's always possible, but I have to be honest with you. Physicists have all sorts of crazy ideas. The bottom line, uh, GodLowDown, is that you cannot bring down decades of scientific research and decades of philosophical secular thinking with a 5-minute misinformed video. If your objective was to make some kind of resemblance to what Thunderfoot in his Why People Laugh at Creationist series did, then at least, like Thunderfoot, you should do your research. Basically, all your video is saying, I don't understand this, therefore I'm going to make a video making a strawman of every position that you put forward. And again, do not confuse atheism with science. There are religious scientists and there are ignorant atheists. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. I know I said some rough things, but I hope overall I wasn't disrespected. The point is that simply all your bedrock assumptions are dead end wrong. I'm sorry.